Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode of March Mad Hot Air Plays Outer Wilds. I know that it's probably not as discontinuous for the viewers, but it has been a few days, nearly a week since I last played this game. I have not really stopped thinking about it, though, ever since I finished off my last episode, thinking of different things I could do, some of the implications of what we've seen so far. Like one of the things, for example, I thought about is I think I have a guess for why sand is pouring from Ember Twin to Ash Twin and then apparently back again. I'm wondering if maybe there's like a quantum rock / gravity crystal alloy that's like oscillating between the cores of the Hourglass Twins. I also have been uploading videos in the meantime, and fairly recently have uploaded the like 13th or 14th episode, the one that's Beam Me Up Scouty, I think it's called, and just because I really should have put 2 and 2 together with that one. But we also saw that there is a place from the Scouts pictures, and this is something I didn't really appreciate before, but there seems to be a place that you can warp to where you have like a black hole directly overhead, or what appears to be a black hole. So it definitely seems like the Nomai have been experimenting with powers beyond human comprehension, essentially. So I'm very curious to see what else we can discover about what they've been getting up to and how this universe works. And with that, I think we should get started. Once again, we see this orbital probe cannon explode. Seems like my stream is always just a little bit laggy when I first set in. I think the first thing I ought to do is check our log. We're not going to be able to get to the Ash Twin, which is where I would like to go first. And I did want to check things out from the map perspective. Yeah, the Ash Twin is going to be covered for right now, so in the meantime, let's just see what else we have here. Oh, we're back in rumor mode. Oh well, we can check out everything that's new. Is this new? I guess it is. We usually go from the furthest back and follow the arrows, so let's actually start here. Escape Pod 3, if I can use the right controls. Excuse me for a second. Let's see that. One of the 3 Nomai escape pods that crashed in our solar system, right? All 3 escape pods were launched from something called the Vessel, which was badly damaged. The survivors from Escape Pod 3 detected 2 distinct beacons from the Vessel, as if it was in 2 locations at once, right? The survivors from Escape Pod 3 followed one of the 2 Vessel beacons to a small dark bramble seed where they could go no further. The Nomai could faintly hear the vessel's beacon from within the seed, but the opening was too small for a single Nomai to fit through, much less an escape pod. The vessel's beacon was dying and would soon be gone completely. If I launch my scout into the seed, I can take photos of an enormous derelict Nomai ship and the vessel. I found the derelict Nomai vessel deep within dark bramble. I activated a 3-sided pillar on the vessel's bridge that appears to be some sort of input device. What was... Oh, right, that was like the hexagonal thing, right? Right. Okay. I think, yeah, I remember that. The Nomai tried to call for help, but the vessel's outgoing message system broke during the crash. Right, and that makes sense too, because it seems like we saw some outgoing messages and then some rumors that appeared to be from a time when the universe is like dying, uh, or all the stars are dying from uh, what uh, what I understand to be modern day Nomai. Okay. The vessel can still hear incoming messages from other Nomai vessels. The remaining Nomai clans are regrouping in response to the impending death of the universe. Right. Right. Which they do not know was caused by their own people. The very legends that they speak of in their last days. But there's more to explore there, which is a little frustrating because it means I have to go through the whole entire uh, rigmarole, the entire process of actually getting to the vessel again, which I don't look forward to. We'll probably put that off for as long as we can, just because I want to avoid that, because that tends to eat up a lot of time. Also, the fish aren't exactly the funnest thing to deal with. Okay. Is there anything else I'm missing while I'm still in this mode? Sunless City. There's more to explore there. Yeah. And I know that much because I haven't explored all the levels. We've never been down there fast enough in the early part of the game to actually get to the bottom level. I don't know how we're going to be able to do that. We must just have to rush there. Or, I don't know, maybe there's another way down that I haven't found yet. Okay, Whitehall Station. Apparently there's more to explore here, but I'm not really sure what it is or why. Quantum Moon, right, but there's not anything else that we haven't seen. Yeah, the Black Hole Forge, actually, I was kind of curious about, especially, it was something I remember thinking about in relation, potentially, to what we've seen so far. Crafted warp cores at the Black Hole Forge before delivering them to Ash Twin. Okay, so I wonder if that means that there was some sort of accident. Some sort of accident in the process of creating these warp cores that led to this black hole being formed. Although, you know, I have to wonder if the black hole was formed relatively recently for a couple reasons. One is there's no way. Basically, the black hole, uh, the surface of Brittle Hollow would have to be actively stabilized in order to keep it in place for the amount of time that it's been since the Nomai have been around. Because on my understanding, it's that it's been several generations since, or several like frog people, I guess Harthian, um, generations since we've uh, since the Nomai have been around, and the shell or the surface of the black hole wouldn't be stable, or surface of Brittle Hollow wouldn't be stable that long. The other thing is, there's a white hole in the system, and I remember commenting when we first booted up this game that I wasn't sure why the object that I thought of at the time was a neutron star didn't have an orbital path. The fact that it's a white hole now makes sense, because the white hole repulses everything. The sun, being an ordinary object, attracts everything. So what's going to happen is that the white hole is going to repel the sun, and the sun's going to attract the white hole, and you've got this sort of reinforcing feedback loop that leads to basically the white hole chasing the sun around the universe. This sort of a constant acceleration sort of thing. But the fact that we don't actually see ourselves moving at like warp speed through the cosmos suggests to me that this wormhole and black hole was formed fairly recently. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. What else do we have here? Nothing else where there's more to explore except just general question marks. Okay. Okay, I think we are fairly good to go. Perhaps one of the things that we can check out while we wait for the sand to pour off. Well, you know what? I think we're far enough into the loop at this point that we could probably just go straight to Ash Twain. Find the sun. There's the sun, and Hourglass Twins are never far away. Okay. I always, first of all, get a little nervous around the sun. I feel like it's only a matter of time before I run into it. Okay. We've got a couple of open towers that we can try to explore. Those didn't work last time for whatever reason. I suppose this is... Although, if I want to keep my ship, I probably should keep it away from the equator. Okay. Let's figure out where we're going here. I always tend to underestimate how well my rockets work, and the Coriolis effect on this planet is also extremely pronounced. Okay, what are you? I think this might just be the one that leads directly to Timberhearth. I'm gonna have to leave this one alone. For the moment, at least. That feels... or maybe not. I feel like the implication they're trying to get at with this is that this pillar is formed by some sort of gravitational forces, because I don't understand what else could be causing it. But if that's the case, it seems to work a little bit inconsistently, right? Like, it doesn't pull me toward it when I'm inside a building, which gravity would do. But it will pull on my ship, but it won't pull on my scout. I don't know. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of... If there's some sort of rule for how it works, I haven't figured it out yet. Okay. And I think this will just take me back to... About to sing Country Roads Take Me Home. Feels fitting in this environment. I kind of want to charge each thing, because I'm not sure if it'll let me back if I go there directly from the warp on the other planet without going through it on this side. because it did say something like, oh, here we go. Ah, very cool animation. It did seem like they were supposed to be charged for. Say something about being charged up. Yeah, you have this thing. Same time. Yeah, charged. This thing I am a little curious about, though. Because we've hardly looked at our own planet at all. Ooh! Probably should have expected that, to be fair. This may just be... Oh. This feels like it's... might be significant. Oh! Oh, you know what this is? We saw this on like our first couple of videos, but we saw it from the moon. If it's the one I'm thinking of. Remember this? Remember looking down into like the big old mountain and seeing the platform? I think this might be what it is. Unless there are multiple different platforms around the planet. I feel like that's a fairly decent guess, at least. Mining site 2B. So we have like Nomai material on this planet. Or Nomai artifacts, I guess. Mining site 2B. Let's turn on our flashlight here. And you can definitely see some places down there where... I'm assuming that's from mining material. This is gonna be difficult to navigate around on it. Okay, I'm gonna have to really thrust here. Nope! Nope! Okay, let's hope we don't die. Right. Geysers. Probably want to avoid those for now, at least. This looks like it'd take me somewhere. Is there anything else down here? This, but I'm not actually sure if I can get into it. It doesn't look like I can. Okay, let's take this one instead. Oh. And we're gonna end up in this one anyway. Can't really tell where I'm going here. Okay. Oh no? I'm gonna call you Oh no. I'm not actually sure if that's how I pronounce it. I'm still amazed by how much ore the Ash Twin project requires. And the other thing is, I have completely lost track of all these names. Like rushing around in the bottom of Ember Twin and on Ash Twin and seeing all these names, I have completely lost any semblance of track of who these names are. Psycad? Isn't this the ore for the remaining tower? Wait, hold on. Let me restart this. I'm still amazed by how much ore the Ash Twin project requires. Isn't this the ore for the remaining towers being built on Ash Twin? The completed towers I've seen are quite large. No, the material for those towers is all being taken from Ash Twin. The ore we're mining here will be used to craft an immensely thick protective shell that will physically seal off the chamber inside Ash Twin's core. Okay, so maybe there is a gravity crystal quantum rock alloy, and they exploited it. I'm relieved by our plan's decision to use Timberhearth's ore only for reconstructing the shell. If, eventually, life on this planet were to evolve to the point of advanced metallurgy, I'm confident we won't have destroyed their ability to create. Very thoughtful? Also an interesting ethical system, too. Like, we don't make decisions based on whether or not, like, chimpanzees would be able to evolve to a point where they can make use of fossil fuels. I don't know. It's kind of a different perspective. If they're sealing off all entrances, I hope they've planned accordingly. I thought you had forbidden your apprentice from making puns, Coleus. How else would he improve? Okay, yeah, so they're sealing it off. And my guess is that has something to do with quantum observation. Okay. At the moment. Okay. Looks like we've got one of these projection stones. Ash Twin projection stone. Oh! You know what? I don't think these are stars. Remember when we were in the Zero-G cave? And we saw those sparkly rocks? I think this is like... I think this is inside the core of the Ash Twin, because we can actually hear the sound from the sand pillar. Which means this is a fairly small space. And it also means we're spinning fairly rapidly. And the size of the like O'Neill cylinder is considerably less than I thought it was. And there's the tune. All right, let's hurry up and get out of here, which is fascinating. Let's see what we can read. My gratitude for the latest shipment, Ono. This should be the last we'll need for the Ash Twin project. This is exciting news. Can I offer an extra set of eyes for this final check, specifically mine? If my work here is complete, I'd be delighted to help. We'd be grateful if you would. The more eyes, the better, as the smallest flaw or opening in the shell that protects the Ash Twin project could lead to disaster. Once we finish the shell that seals off the central chamber, we'll check to ensure there are no longer any physical entrances. Rami and I will be checking the interior and then the exterior for cracks, our final safety check. So they're like completely emphasizing that it's completely sealed off. Now, I want to see if there is anything in here. Okay, I'm wondering if the masks serve as observers. What? Okay, there's definitely something going on here. Look at this. At the end of the loop specifically, something's going on. It looks like that looks like a black hole, or potentially a white hole, but it didn't seem like it. Okay, I'm gonna have to update my thoughts on that. Now, I'm wondering if that's actually what's causing the sand to flow between the twins. Like, because that wasn't there before. And, okay, now that the black hole is in place in this location, again, possibly due to some sort of quantum phenomenon, um, the sand is going to end up flowing back to the ash twin. But there's definitely something in there, and we'll have to figure it out next time around, because that is the end of the loop, and that means it is the end of this video. Thank you for watching.